I'm Rafael Mitchell. I'm a presenter. I present seminars on employment law and health and safety all across the country. My hobbies include nature, photography actually, particularly bird watching. I'm quite sporty as well, or rather I was before I had the injury that we're about to talk about. I used to play cricket and all sorts of racket sports as well. And popular at the moment on TV, although I don't watch it, I practice ballroom dancing as well. The area of injury concerned is my left knee, in particular the quadricep tendon of my left knee, which was torn when I was walking in the countryside, actually pursuing one of my interests. I just trod on the proverbial rabbit hole. In other words, a bit of uneven ground, and my left knee went one way and I went the other. And I felt a big twang in my left knee and couldn't get back up again when I tried. So as a result of that injury, I went to Medway Hospital, and the options were to have surgery or to try physiotherapy. And there was a difference of opinion amongst some of the medical people there, and I decided to take the option of doing physiotherapy. One, because the thought of undergoing a surgery doesn't exactly fill me with glee. I don't think it would anyone. So I decided to have surgery, and this was supported by what remains of my family, which is just my brother really. He hasn't had any similar circumstances, but he said, well, it's up to you. How do you feel? Do you want to go ahead with the operation, or do you want to have physio? And I decided to have physio as my first option. So my symptoms right at the beginning were that, well, I was on crutches. I couldn't move, I couldn't walk, I couldn't get out of a chair. Going to the toilet and having a shower were particular problems that made it very, very difficult to lead a normal life. And it was quite traumatic, actually, the mental side of it, as well as the physical side. Being alone at home, being dependent on things like people delivering shopping to me, answering the front door and answering mail and what have you. And I live in a flat where my bedroom is upstairs, so every time I went to go to bed in the evening, I had to clamber upstairs. I couldn't actually walk upstairs. Couldn't walk upstairs at all. I had to sit on my backside and edge my way upstairs right at the beginning. That improved gradually as a physiotherapy developed. So obviously my goals from coming to physiotherapy were clearly to be able to walk again, unaided, without crutches and without a leg brace, which I wore for some time as well. To be able to have a shower and go to the toilet. Drive again. I couldn't drive beforehand. It was very difficult for me to declutch, being as it was my left knee. As time has gone on, very slowly, it's taken a long time, it's taken 4 or 5 months, but I can now do all of those things. Walking up and down stairs, I can walk upstairs now, unaided. Walking downstairs is still a bit of a problem. I still have to hold on to the rail, but I'm hopeful that in the next couple of months or so, with further physio and strengthening of the muscles in my left quads, that I will be able to do that as well. So those are my goals really, to try and achieve, and those that I have achieved. So when I decided I needed a physio, I went down to I live in Strood, I went down to my high street and looked for places physically. Maybe not the most sensible thing to do, but that's what I did. And I found 1 or 2 places which I didn't think were really suitable. So then I did the sensible thing, which was to Google Medway physiotherapy, and Xcel came out or near the top of the list. And I rang up and people were very friendly and made an appointment straight away, which was good news. Wasn't too far away. 20 minutes drive away, although that has changed now that they've closed the A249. Perhaps we'll come on to that later. And so I started attending. So I came along here to Xcel Health in Sittingbourne, and I was introduced to the physiotherapist Desiree, although she likes to be called Desi, and I prefer to call her that. I think all her colleagues do as well. And the first thing I noticed about her was that she smiles all the time. constantly smiling, constantly friendly, very polite, listened to what I had to say, which is important when you're feeling mentally and physically unwell, and was very supportive, not just in the physical side but in the emotional side, because I was quite traumatized at the beginning as to whether I should have physiotherapy or have surgery. And you know, she was fair. She emphasised both sides, the pluses and minuses of both sides, and helped me set my expectations reasonably, not too high nor too low as well. So I was very grateful to her, and she also bought me a birthday present, which is fantastic. I never expected that. So I'm very grateful to her, and every time I come along, she's still, all these months later, she's still friendly, still greets me with a smile, and has my record up on the screen and knows what to say and what to do, and how to encourage me. So I'm most grateful to her, and to all the staff here, of course, as well. So in each session, when I come along here to Xcel Health in Sittingbourne, Desi starts by asking me how I've been getting on with the exercises that she sent me last week, and I tell her how I've been getting on with moving around and coping physically and mentally. And then we have 15 minutes of ultrasound with the gel on the knee and the magic wand, as I call it. And during that, we talk about the progress that I'm making. And then after that, and after I'm dried off, we do some more exercises, or practice some of the exercises that she's been giving me, and I demonstrate how I'm doing them, and she makes little adjustments to how I'm doing them. Just try to keep your knees in, keep your balance, your weight forward, or whatever it might be. And these are exercises that she has sent me through your website. So I've got a video on YouTube of how to do the exercises. So with the help of that and what Desi's told me, I practice these at home, and I'm religious about it. First thing I do in the morning is not brush my teeth anymore or go to the toilet, it's do the exercises. And the last thing I do at night is do the exercises. I'll never forget, because I'm really dedicated to try and make the most progress that I possibly can out of this. So my advice to anyone who has a knee or a similar injury in any part of their body is to make a decision as to whether you want to go down the surgery route, or whether you want to have physiotherapy, or maybe both. Maybe you have surgery and then have physiotherapy afterwards. It's not an easy decision. You know, it's a tricky decision for a lot of people. There are long waiting lists at the moment for surgery for all sorts of reasons. So take your time, seek expert advice as to what the best course of action is, and then decide what's best for you. That's what I would advise people to do. And for me, for my own personal ambitions, I know I will never be 100% right again, but I think I've made the right decision in not having surgery and using physiotherapy to get as far as I possibly can. I know I will never get 100% mobility and movement in that left knee, but it's made a big difference over, I think it's 6 months now. And comparing myself now to where I was 6 months ago, there's been a massive difference, not just physically, but emotionally as well. So in conclusion, I'm very grateful to Desiree and to all the staff here. Actually, they've all been very friendly and made me feel very welcome when I've come along here. And yeah, I couldn't recommend them more than I have. They've been fantastic, and I've made some great progress, and I'm delighted to recommend them to anyone who's listening.